guys, it's Thursday. Look, I got the day right this time. And I made another paper crane. He's so cute. So I'm not going to talk very much about the whole masculinity and sensitivity debate because I feel like Spencer and Jeff covered it pretty well with the fact that they're not mutually exclusive things. And for the record, all you guys seem pretty sensitive, so that's a good thing. What I did want to talk a bit more about was the whole masochism aspect. I think I'm saying that right. That's such a bizarre word. I went and looked up the dictionary definition because that is what I do, and here it is. Masochism. A tendency to derive pleasure, especially sexual gratification, from one's own pain or humiliation. And then there was a little addendum to that saying that in a colloquial sense it's often used when someone is sacrificing a lot of time or energy for a project, which is what James was getting at with the theater thing. Now, I thought this was an interesting topic because I kind of feel like I have a different take on it, thanks to my many years of doing karate. In my karate classes, I often look around at what we're doing and I think, wow, we're really masochistic, because the fact is, us karate people, we like our pain. Often at my dojo we do self-defense techniques, so we twist people's arms and hit them really hard and kick them in the Charlie horse. Oh, and chokes. Chokes are super fun. You go up behind the person and then you do the arm lock thing and then they can't breathe. Can you tell by my creepy grin that I really enjoy this? So anyway, in these situations I often feel like, although I'm in pain, I really enjoy the pain. And equally, after karate classes, I take great pride in my bruises. A couple of weeks ago we were doing blocking with the open hand, with this part of the hand, and for about a week I had this massive brown bruise here on the outside of my wrist, and it looked like I had been abused. It was really bad. But it's not just in the self-defense aspect that we experience this pain. The warm-ups we do for karate are pretty intense, with lots of sit-ups and push-ups and plank positions and aerobic exercise and all that jazz, and often they hurt, and often they hurt the next day, and it's never a bad hurt. I really like feeling like I've actually gone out and done something. Tiredness and pain as a result of exercise is a really nice and powerful feeling in a way. And I feel like most athletes, or people who have done any kind of strong, exerting physical activity for an extended period of time, have had that experience where they hurt, but it's not a bad hurt. In fact, it's a good hurt, because it reminds you of what you've done, and what you can do, and what you will do. And so I feel like when we think about it like that, the sexual aspect of masochism actually makes a lot of sense. Also, see how easily we transition topics from a social definition of masochism into sexual kinks. Anyway, moving on to the licensing thing. They've actually just recently changed the licensing laws here for driving. Luckily, I was able to get my license before they did this, which is good because now it takes about 3 years to get your license. When I did it, you went and did a pretty easy common sense test of, I don't know how many questions, maybe 30 or 50. And then when you pass that, you get your learner's license, which means that you can drive with an adult. And then I did a pretty easy driving test and got my probationary license, which is what I have now, which means that I can drive anytime, anywhere with an unlimited number of young people in the car. But there's a zero tolerance policy on alcohol. And one thing that I thought was interesting was that neither of you American folks mentioned that, and I don't think Jeff did either, but anyway. This, of course, is because you have insane alcohol licensing laws. You have to be 21. What is that? I mean, in the States, if you can get married at 14 and drive at 16 and vote at 18, I don't see why you have to wait until you're 21 before you can drink. Side note, I think that by making the drinking age really high, it actually makes alcohol a bigger issue than if the drinking age was 18 or 16. Europe is a case in point. But I guess this kind of goes back to the whole American attitude about society, which is don't talk about the bad things because people won't do them, but then they do them. Which is why the sex ed is really bad in the US, and which is why the alcohol laws are really high, and why the drug laws are really strict as well. But I'm a raging liberal, so you can discount me on that if you like. So anyway, after 2 years or when you turn 24 with a probationary license, then you get a full license without having to do another test. But anyway, that's how the system used to be. Now it's more complicated and you absolutely have to take driver's ed and it takes a lot longer. And that's all from me, Jeff. I'll see you doing a challenge tomorrow.